Joining us now is Dr. Alyssa Illing at IU Health. Great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So this has been such a mystery for these past months and over a year. What what's going on? First, what's going on? Why does this happen to people? Do we know what the link is here now?
What we think is that the virus actually damages the lining of the skin of the nose around the smell nerves, not necessarily the smell nerves themselves. And that for most people, this is a temporary phenomenon, meaning that they will regain their sense of smell and taste within a few weeks. But we found that some people have prolonged loss of smell and taste, which is really problematic for them.
And so you're saying it's the lining. It's not necessarily the cells within. And where are those located? Are they higher up or in the nasal cavity? Are they right at the front of it, or?
Right.
And
It's a
can you?
little
I'm
bit,
sorry. Can you explain
sure.
and what these we? I mean, there's for our sense of smell, but the lining specifically, what does that do? And
Right.
why the
So
lining? Was that surprising?
Right. We've actually seen a lot of damage from other viruses like influenza virus and other different types of coronavirus and rhinoviruses. So we have seen this over time. So it's not a new phenomenon. We know that some viruses do have the propensity to damage that skin around the smell nerves. The skin of the smell nerves is within the nose, deep. You can't see it when you look in your nose. And you can't feel it with your finger. You shouldn't try at home, but it's deeper within your nose in an area we call the olfactory cleft. Olfactory stands for smell, and it's more deep and high within the nose, kind of between our eyes and further back in our nose. That's where the respiratory epithelium lives.
And can you explain? I mean, it just again what the virus does. And you said it was linked to other coronaviruses. So this is something that
Mhm.
we've seen before with other viral infections.
Right. So we think that the some of the supporting cells for the smell nerves, we think that the virus damages those cells, meaning that they don't function well to give nutrition to the nerves that need good blood supply, good chemical balance. And those cells can regenerate, which is why for most people the smell does return. It's a temporary kind of hit to the system. But for some, and we're not quite sure why, those cells never return and that sense of smell never returns.
That's so interesting, right? Because there are people who, I guess, these COVID-19 long haulers who still haven't regained this sense of smell. And I'm just wondering if we could put this into who would be more susceptible to having having this last longer, or who knows if it's even permanent. I mean, we still need to follow this and watch it, but is there a certain group who might be more susceptible to this
Yeah.
type of cell damage?
Sure. We haven't seen a certain group, gender, or age that's more susceptible, but we have seen that people that are younger tend to recover faster than people that are older. And we're not exactly, again, sure why, but they seem to have a return of smell and taste more often and at a quicker pace than patients that are maybe further along in life. But there's more research, like you mentioned, that needs to be done and ongoing studies.
And this can be difficult, Dr. Illis, for people. I mean, this can be difficult for people. I mean, you don't really realize, like what you have until it's gone, and a sense of smell. You don't
Mhm.
realize how much that can affect and how enjoyable that is to have. So what about, I mean, I'm thinking there might be sort of a link to depression or
Mhm.
anxiety or something like that. Can we make that link? Is that fair to say?
Yes, I can say that at least, temporarily during that adjustment phase, when you don't have your sense of smell and taste, things are very different. We do see problems with depression, anxiety, loss of weight, gain of weight. And we also worry about people's safety, making sure that they have working smoke detectors in their houses if they can't smell smoke, things like that, that can really be scary for people.
Wow, all of those other things, right? A smoke detector in a house if they can't smell it.
Mhm.
Um, and then, right, it usually comes back, but for some, it takes months. For some, maybe it hasn't come back yet. And is there can we repair these? Is there a way to repair this damage without it regrowing or these cells regenerating?
Right. That's a very hot topic right now. We don't have really strong evidence for one type of therapy over another, but we have seen promising data on intranasal vitamin A, on the use of topical steroids in the nose. But the best remedy that we currently have for retraining the nose or helping the nose regain that sense of smell is by something called smell training. And that's something that's widely available on the internet. You can look for tips and tricks, but it's basically smelling varieties of essential oils beneath the nose, wafting those every day, similar to if you were going to smell a candle or a perfume, to try to encourage new connections to be made to retrain that sense of smell.
Oh my gosh, this is fascinating. Dr. Illing, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. This was so
You're
insightful.
welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.